How you feel about selective breeding?
So horses, like dogs, like.
So, John Brown, father of NFL star Amon-Ra St. Brown, doesn't he have a brother, right?
Equanimous St. Brown was also in the NFL. And they have one more brother who didn't make the league, but he was a high-level college football player.
Mm-hmm.
3 football playing, borderline professional or professional brothers. Amon-Ra is like debatably the best receiver in the league right
Yeah,
now.
literally debatably the best receiver.
So, all-pro, super good player. And his dad basically was like, yeah, that's on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So I found a woman who athletic profile matched what I wanted to do because his dad was a bodybuilder himself. So he wanted to get athletic kids, and he selectively chose his wife for that.
LeVar said he did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
LeVar says, and he got 2 sons in the league, and one's a professional rapper.
What do you think about that?
I don't know, bro. Is that wrong?
I don't think so.
Part of me wants to say it's not wrong, but it's
Part of me feels like,
is that considered a taboo?
no, probably it's fucking weird for sure. Just talking about it openly.
Yeah.
The way he talks about it, we're gonna play the video in a little bit. It's a few clips. We'll play like 2 maybe. Mm-hmm. And like he talks about like the way a woman walks and her frame, how tall she is, and like Chad Johnson said the same thing. Like he was jokingly saying, Chad Johnson.
You think he was joking?
He was like, yeah, I need a girl who gotta get tall, chick, and my first date will be an activity where I see how athletic she is. He was joking. I don't think he was really serious, but this nigga dead ass.
I told you ain't no loving this shit no more, bro.
This nigga said since 19 he was thinking like this, and he has kids at 30 something. So he had a whole 15-year plan in place of like how I'm at these NFL kids. Mm-hmm. So and he was like, yeah, you can get a bigger one, but you might get a lineman instead of a receiver.
Ain't that what Elon does? Doesn't Elon have like 20, 30 kids?
I don't think he does it for that reason.
Yes, he does.
What, to breed super kids?
Yeah, like...
He ain't that smart himself. So what the hell?
I think that's what he's doing.
He ain't that smart, though.
Because he didn't even have sex with half the women. He literally just implanted in them.
I think he's had sex with them.
No, he said, like, literally...
800 billion. Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you. Because one of the girls, I think, came out and said, yeah, he didn't even want to have sex with me. He just wanted me to have a kid.
Well, his dick is like messed up.
What? All right, bro, let's play this clip.
Yeah, the surgery and his dick. Okay.
I'm
only want to know that? Okay. All right, man. Y'all got it, man.
I was 19 years old when I was thinking like this. And I didn't have kids until I was in my 30s. I've been thinking like this for a long time. So, again, if you want your child to be a great athlete, you got to think of these things. Mm. If you want to have a sprinter or a fast, swift athlete because you were that, you got to watch how a woman walks. If she walks with her palms like this, that's fine. If she walks like this, that's a gorilla. You can't, you can get a lineman. Ain't nothing wrong with gorilla, don't get me wrong. But you can get some linemen out of that.
The linemen.
Yeah, look at people when they walk. See if their hands are like the gorilla look or like this here. Uh-huh. Look at those ankles. Those ankles are small, she's swift.
Yeah.
You got to look at
thick ankles. Thick ankles,
no. But don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with a big old woman. Because, there's a lot of big old linemen getting paid.
Yeah.
So it depends on what you want. You got to think about that.
At 19, you was thinking about that.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to hit on, John, is being vision-driven.
Right. I think it was divine because if you ask me what made you change their last name, I just knew it was the thing to do. It's like I was guided. I knew that Brown, no, it can't be Brown. You got James Brown, Started Trouble, Bobby Brown, all these fools. No, they need to stand out. So I'm gonna put St. Brown. I just knew it. These visions, I just knew what type of woman you gotta, I can't explain to you. It just came to me. And I just knew. It's not like I took a class or I read a book. I just knew. Best I can tell you is, think about it. I'm in the hospital. None of my kids are here yet. Equanimous is the first one. He comes out. I tell my wife, we got to change the last name. She goes, why? I say, just trust me. It's going to look good on the jersey. If there's football, obviously basketball, baseball. We're not doing no stupid stuff like track and field or volleyball. No. I was a bodybuilder. I won the Mr. Universe twice, Mr. World 3 times.
That's the important part. I don't think the genes are really coming from his wife. I think it's from him being a fucking Mr. Olympia.
I think it's both.
Also, his wife is white.
No, it wasn't Olympia. I think it was Universe. Big difference.
Mr. Universe is different than...
I think so, right?
Ain't that shit bigger? It's a universe.
I don't think so. I'll look it up in a second. So is he insane? Is he insane?
I was with him till I kept scrolling, and I was thinking, he's pretty dark, but his kids are all light-skinned. So I was scrolling to the end to see his wife. It's a white woman.
Yeah. What'd you expect? What'd you expect?
You want top jeans. I don't think you need a white woman.
I mean, LeVar did the same thing.
LeVar's an NFL player at one point.
So what are you saying?
I think he's over-exaggerating the benefit of his wife's athleticism. I think he's really not counting how much of his genes are affecting these kids. Also, I'm not even put race into it because race is not a big deal. Because I remember, because Ed McCaffrey, father of Christian McCaffrey, Luke McCaffrey, Dylan McCaffrey, all them dudes. I think that was one of their brothers. I don't know. A couple of them are NFL players. Two of them. Christian McCaffrey's a super duper great running back. He talks about in detail how crazy his dad's regiment growing up was for him to be a great. His dad cut out sugar and salts. His dad said, don't squint too much, it wastes energy. Don't wear jeans, your legs will be heavy for the game. All type of shit like that, like crazy shit. So I think that when you want to be the best, it takes a lot of like psychopathic like sessions.
So he is crazy.
Yes, nigga.
Okay. No, I'm just making sure.
You got 19 talking about, I got women I like, but I want the ones who don't walk with their palms this way because I want like, you're fucking psychotic. But I think more so.
Girls say I want a nigga 6'5", dark skin, athletic.
They're doing it for a vanity reason. He got a plan in place. That's why
that's not vain.
Men are logical, women are not. He's thinking about the biomechanical reasoning for that.
You don't think the women are thinking about the biomechanical survival reasons also? He's thinking about performance. They're thinking about survival.
They're thinking like, he's handsome and tall, and he's probably going to protect me because he's big and tall. My son will probably be tall and handsome too, and that's the extent of it. He's thinking like biomechanically, woman who's this nimble and has these type of ankles will produce a son that's this nimble. And, but also, he's a psychopathic, like, in terms of like training his kids up to be the best he could be. But I think he is hyping up his wife a little too much. Not because she's white, but because
okay.
Because if he was worried about that, he could have got with a chick who ran track in college like a black chick or something like Serena Williams type of girl. You know what I'm saying? And had a super kid and been cool. Like Bam Adebayo and Asia Wilson. They kid gonna be 7 foot probably with a dribble package.
So here's the thing. Though, I will say something though. The mixed kids, they be different. They be built different. But the issue is they get hurt a lot.
Do you have a problem with the whole NBA and NFL being light skinned in the future, near future?
Do I have a problem with it?
Every kid named Jalen or something like that.
No.
All of them light skinned with
I don't care.
braids or something like that.
I don't care. Why? You
at some point they're all gonna be light skinned.
Yes, and that's fine.
Like the whole bell curve.
I don't think it's gonna switch.
All be palm colored people, basically.
There's gonna be a couple dark ones.
Ain't no more dark skinned people coming in the league, bro. Not like Goins anymore.
I don't think Bronny gonna keep it solid.
Edwards probably the last one, like real dog, like the dark skin for real. I think
you think Bronny gonna switch up?
Bronny sucks. I don't think he sucks, but I don't think he's like gonna be anything.
Yeah.
But you don't worry about that? It doesn't bother you sometimes at night when you?
I don't even think about it, brother. I'm a ponder on it tonight.
Everybody in the league gonna be light skinned with curly hair, named Jalen. That doesn't bother you?
Not right now, but I'm a definitely ponder on it.
You're gonna be one day talk to your kids about the sport you love. Back in my day, man, these kids wasn't all like this. They wasn't all light skinned. They don't have white wives.
Yeah, that is true.
And then you're gonna have to explain to them that dark skin could be best. Michael Jordan, best player ever. He's dark skinned. He's like, no, he's not as good as Jalen Kavanaugh the third.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That doesn't bother you?
So should people start thinking more, deliberately with their mates to selection?
I don't think it's no different than picking somebody who's smart. Because you want somebody who's smart, you want smart kids. Or you want somebody who comes from a background of like smart people in their family or something like that. That's the same shit to me.
But what happened to love, man?
The love gets you the bag, nigga.
Why are we worried about the bag, man?
Think about this, right? Jalen Brunson is 6 foot. He's a great NBA player. He's one of the best.
Facts. Talk to him.
So Rick Morris had to train that boy every day, all day, to make him as good as he is. That nigga's 6 foot with a post game. Like, he had to do everything to get a bucket.
Yeah.
Now imagine if he had got with some athletic chick who played volleyball 6'2".
No.
Brunson 6'7". He don't get to do that shit.
That's where I disagree. I still think you need to put in the same amount of work, even if you are 6. It might come easier because he's taller, but he's still got to put in the same amount of work.
Some of them 12-hour days could have been 8-hour days. 6'7".
No, bro. That 12 hours still would have been there.
He's 6'7" anyway. We'll be all right. He can do some most of this stuff anyway. He's tall. No, but I think my question with this is it sort of immoral in a way?
That's what I'm saying.
To me, if you are his wife, right, and you hear this, maybe now you're used to it. My husband's crazy, but we love each other. But maybe if you heard it in the beginning.
He's probably been telling her since day one.
Do you think that she should look at him a certain way? Like, do you really like me?
I don't think she will.
Because she's white?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I had to answer.
No, she love him.
But does he love her like the same way, or does he love?
That's what I'm saying.
What? So you're asking me?
I'm literally genuinely.
I don't think he loves her as much as she loves him. I think he loves what they were able to create, which is fine. People love their kids more than women love their significant other, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like that's no way to really live and think about.
Really?
Because it's just like very shallow.
Mm.
And you can do everything right and have a kid who comes out, he's 7 feet tall. He might just fucking suck. And that's just
That is true.
And he might just never be good. That's kind of it. So it's like, what the fuck was the point of it? Now you're mad at your son because he ain't shit. Then you're mad at your son because he's 6'9", but he likes science more than basketball.
But I feel like with a guy like him, we're gonna wrap this up and say, but a guy like him, he was gonna make sure his son didn't suck. Mm-hmm. Like you could see by the way he talked, him at least getting to college was not a. He was, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think him having a background being the bodybuilder, that's like probably the number one discipline requiring sport of any, besides like boxing maybe, of making weight and cutting weight and lifting constantly and eating like this and depriving yourself of this.
Bodybuilding.
So, I think his mindset is there.
That's a different beast.
I think that he didn't give himself enough credit of what he could create just with someone I don't know he loves his wife. I'm trolling y'all, but let's say because I'm sure he passed up someone he probably liked a little more because she wasn't athletic enough for whatever reason, right? I think give himself enough credit of what he could have created, just knowing he has a discipline in him already to be a bodybuilder. He could have not easily, but he could have created kids who became pro athletes in some form because he has the mindset to do it, the obsession to do it. Like if you have the obsession, you can just be athletic enough and be something.
Yeah, I agree.
Now that if he could have created kids who are athletic enough, his mindset, his work ethic that he passed on to them could have carried them further than he probably thought it could. I think.
But it worked out. They're literally, like you said, Amon-Ra literally won.
No, it definitely worked out. He got the dumbbell legs on. I know I'm wrong about that. So it worked out for sure. But it's like,
so should
I just feel like if I'm his wife hearing this, I would still feel a certain way sometimes. Like, okay.
I don't think she does though.
Because the women I know, they be like, so there's somebody else you like more than me, but because I can jump high, you like me more. And
you just shut that shit down. You just shut that shit down.
Let's be honest, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a black girl who was much better than me, but she wasn't moving and shaking like that. So we had to get you.
Exactly. So should people be more emotional or more practical when they're making their decisions?
I think society today has allowed us to be emotional with it, but back in the day, it was all practical for real.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna disagrry. I think it was more emotional back then. I think it's more practical.
I think back then it was practical because you had to choose the guy who you like or the guy who helped you survive. You know what I'm saying? Because
I'm not buying into that, bro. I can't buy into that.
From a woman's point of view here, because women, like, historically speaking, have not had the luxury of choosing their partners as much. Either their marriage is arranged or our farm is this big and their farm is that big. If you marry into that family, you went to a bigger farm, you'll be wealthier in the future. Or it's the fact that, like, women's rights are really new, just like civil rights, you know. So I think until the late 70s, a woman could open a fucking bank account by herself. She need a man sponsor there or something like that. Or get a loan or have a credit card or like that. So they're choosing who they can get with for survival. But now there's a level of agency that women never really had. So
you think that you think that even happened in the black community? I don't think that happened in the black community. I don't think that's why I'm not buying into that. I don't think we're that type of people to do that. I think we love and feel different.
I can't no goddamn choice.
What?
If you're both slaves, and you can't marry the nigga who's a better slave, it's not gonna make a difference to you financially. So you might as well marry one you like.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think it was never in our culture. That's why I'm not buying
Maybe that's why
I think that's their shit.
But I think that's why them other people are more successful because in some ways because they understand that love is cool, but financially speaking, to grow our power.
Are they more successful?
On paper, I guess, yeah.
I'm not buying into that. I think that's them other people. I'm not gonna say who because I think a lot of other people do it, but them other people do that. We thought about it different. I think we went about it differently. I'm not buying into that.
I think because we have a different choice. I think they had the choice and they're like, well, we're soulless anyway, so we're gonna get us more successful. You know what I'm saying? We want more money. Because like in medieval times, like you got a peasant girl and she married into the damn royal family, whatever, or some crazy shit. Let's say the knight see her in the street. Oh, I want to marry you. What daddy gonna say? No.
But here's my argument.
Daddy gonna say, yeah, please do.
But here's my argument now. We see a lot of people in our community still picking bad choices, not for just because they love or feel for the person. So that's how I know we not really. We still see it today.
That's the duality of it, right? Is when you have this freedom of choice, you're gonna fuck up.
But we still fuck up every single time. That means we not like them.
I agree. But
you see what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is,
I'm not buying into that bullshit. You can't get me.
Pendulum swing both ways, right? When you have more freedom of choice, you tend to make the bad choice because you're a human being. We like quicker, easier, more fun, exciting shit, as we're going to see in this next clip. We like excitement. We don't like stability. That's boring.
Why are you trying to make us with them, bro? We not like them. We not like...
Which girl do you like more? The girl you see at the bar in the corner all stuck up? These niggas are below me. I'm a lawyer. Or the girl having a great time, 3 or 4 maybe. But she talking to you. Oh, you're so muscular. Who you go home with?
I'm going to be honest, though.
Don't catch me right now.
No, I'm not. The girl in the bar who's sitting all like that with that mug, if you break that shit down, she going to be on you all night for the rest of your life. For the rest of her life.
But you got to get through elite level defense.
If you can get past it, you scoring. You scoring every time. You eating.
But who wants to deal with...
That 3 or 4, you going to have fun for like that night.
Who wants to deal with having Kawhi Leonard defense, but I can call for the switch and get the point guard on me, nigga? Sometimes you just gotta switch.
I feel you.
I'm not talking about basketball, y'all.
I feel you. All I'm saying is if you break her down, she with you for the rest of for that night and the next night and the next night. Cause she got her guard up because she's scared to get hurt, and then she feel like she can trust you because she loves a lot. She loves a lot, and she's gotten hurt 100 times, so she's tired of getting hurt. So if you can show her I'm not gonna hurt you, she with you for the rest of your life.
We got time for that. We got time for that.
So.
Wake up, see some hours in bed. I'm feeling great today. Wake up, see some hours in bed.
Oh, the lot.